Hello and welcome back to my channel, or welcome for the first time. Either way, I'm super happy you're here. So Born Pretty reached out to me and they wanted to send me some stuff to try out, and I was skeptical at first because I didn't realize that they did other stuff besides gel, but they do. So they sent me this stamping plate, which is Valentine's inspired, but I'm going to make it work. They sent me some chrome powder, which I'm not going to use in this video, but I am excited to use it. It's really pretty. Doesn't really capture on camera, but I am excited to use it. And they sent me these nail polishes, stamping polishes. So they can be used as both, but they are stamping polish. So we have black. They are all 10 millimeter. They don't have names. They just have numbers. So I will link everything that they sent. They sent me this really pretty green, which is awesome because I don't have very many green polishes or stamping polishes. And then they sent me this gorgeous pink, which of course I'm going to use in today's video because I couldn't help myself. And this white. So I am going to use the white and black for stamping, and I'm going to use the pink for my nails. So first thing I'm going to do is use base coat. This is orally rubberized base. I do have extensions on, so I don't really know how necessary a base coat is because I'm not doing it on my natural nail. But because I have a really buffed surface, this does give a sticky layer, so it will help the polish stick to it. So I use it. I just don't know if it's necessary. But I put this on, I let it dry for a little bit, not too long. But I do my other hand in tandem, so that's whenever I use nail polish, I rotate hands. So you will see as the video goes on that my right hand kind of changes slightly. That's because I'm adding more layers of the nail polish on my right hand, so it will be more opaque. So obviously my nails have changed from the last video. I did put those full cover tips on, and then I think the very next day I took them off. I just wasn't digging the length and shape, which is funny because so these are tips with dip. So this is an overlay. It's not full cover tips. So I did these pretty much the next, actually 2 days later. I think I gave my nails a day break. And then, so the base coat is on. Now we're going to get into the polish. And this is, I will finish what I was saying in a second, but this is really nice. It's thick, almost like gel. It goes on. I mean, I could have gotten away with just one layer and it would have been just fine. I did do two just because that's my normal, but I didn't have to. It is super rich. It's so creamy. I just really loved the application process of this. It was very nice. So as I was saying, I put these on, I did these, and then the next day I took these off and I cut my nails down. So now they're about the same length as they were with the full cover tips. They are a slightly different shape. They're not so square, which is, I think, what I didn't like very much. But I think I'm going to leave them the length and shape I have now, which you will see in Tuesday's video. But they are still, they're these, they're just cut down. So anyway, back to the nails. So I'm going to, I guess, let you guys watch because there's not much to say. I'm going to do one full layer and then I will do my other hand off screen, and then I will come back and I will do a second layer, and I'm going to make that a little quicker. It's not really sped up. It's, I don't know. Hopefully it will go by quickly, and then we will get into the stamping. So I'm going to let you guys watch me do this. I do clean up any kind of spillage. You will see on my thumb I am a little bit messier, and I leave it until after I top coat, and then I will go around with acetone and a Q-tip. I thought I had that on camera, but I realized I did not hit record, so I don't show that. I will show that in a future video, but it's pretty self-explanatory. I just dip my Q-tip in some acetone. It's one of the pointy ones, and I just go around and clean up after I top coat, and that way I don't risk losing any of the polish if I smudge it on the nail on accident. So I'm gonna let you guys watch, and I will be back in a moment. Okay, so we got our 2 coats done. I almost didn't use this plate just because it is Valentine's inspired, but it's Floral Friday and it does have roses on it, which last I checked are flowers. So I decided it would be perfect. And then I do incorporate some of the hearts just because hearts aren't just Valentine's. You can use them anytime, right? So I'm doing this on my ring finger, and I do end up taking this off and redoing it, which I do leave on camera, but not the removal, which I should have, because I should have showed you guys what I do, but I will talk about that. Actually, I'll just talk about it now. So I take a Q-tip, I just dip it in some acetone, and I just kind of dot off the stamp. It does ruin the nail polish slightly, so then I just go in with one more coat of nail polish. I let that dry for a few minutes, and then I go back in to do the other stamp. I really do not like redoing stamps on nail polish. It is extremely hard to do because there's no getting around kind of ruining the polish. And the stamp turned out fine. The only reason I did that is because on the next nail, which will be the thumbnail, I did the rose in black and the hearts in white, and I liked it so much better. So then I decided I wanted to do the same thing on my ring finger, which is why I ended up taking it off and putting it back on. So I guess I will let you guys watch me stamp, because there's not really much to say. You will see, or you already saw, where I was having a little trouble picking up. That was just, there's nothing wrong with the stamping polish. It works great. It was just me kind of not swiping the right way. See, I change it to sideways instead of swiping down, and now I will pick up the stamp perfectly. So sometimes it's just a matter of kind of changing the way that you're swiping or the way that you're picking up with your stamper. And I really think I really like the rose and black. It just popped so much better. And then the heart in the white to wrap around the rose, if that makes sense. And yes, this stamp, I said I was going to stop talking. Sorry, my bad. Has a butterfly in the middle. I'm not going to leave that. I'm going to take a dotting tool and I'm going to take the butterfly off. Super easy peasy. As long as you do it when it's still wet enough, it'll just come right off. If you wait and let it dry, then you will probably have a harder time. This is just a little heart with some like stripes in it, nothing crazy. And I'm just going to put this as like a little accent on my pointer finger on the very tip. And then voila. And then this is kind of when I decided to remove the ring finger, which I've already done off camera. And I really should have left that on. So I do apologize for that, but it's pretty simple. You could remove the entire polish, but then you have to redo the 2 coats and wait for them to dry enough to do it. So like I said, I just took a Q-tip, blotted off kind of just tapping the Q-tip on it until all the stamping polish was off. And then obviously, like I said, it ruined the nail polish just a little bit. So I just went in with one more layer and voila. So after this, well, I'm just going to let you guys finish watching this before I get into the next step, because I'm going to show you the next step. And it's pretty similar to the same thing I do on dip nails. When I stamp over dip nails, oh, I like that so much better. So I take my foil glue. This is off Amazon. I will link it. And I just coat the nail with the foil glue. I was being very sloppy, and usually I'm not this bad, and I completely, because it's very liquidy, it's very watery. It's not that big of a deal. I just clean up around my cuticles, but I try not to get that much of product, especially a glue product, on my skin. It's probably not very healthy for my skin. So I don't know why I was being so sloppy. I think sometimes I just lose a little patience with doing nail polish versus dip because of the drying process. But in reality, you don't have to like sit there and wait for, this whole process took me less than an hour, way less than an hour, probably like 40 minutes at the most, because there's no filing. So you take that out. Actually, it was probably, I did both hands in under 40 minutes. And that's because I don't really let the nail polish fully set and dry, because once I add top coat, as long as you have a good thick hard top coat, and I use the Essie Gel Couture. It's not gel, but that's just what they call it. It is nice and thick and very gel-like, I guess, and it only takes a few minutes to dry. That's what I'm doing right now, is I'm adding my top coat, and I'm gonna do all the nails except the stamping nails, because that foil stuff is still drying, and I want to wait until it totally dries, so that when I go in with the top coat, it does not smudge, which it doesn't even a little bit. But once you add the top coat, even though the nails are still wet underneath, it will protect that polish from smudges, from light dings. Now, if I were to pinch my nail in a door, it's going to seriously smudge the polish underneath, because the top coat's only going to protect it so much. So you still do want to be cautious for quite a few hours. I would say a lot of hours. If you want to use a matte top coat, I would highly, 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 highly recommend you use a regular top coat first and then go in with the matte, because the matte adds zero protection. It's too thin. It doesn't, unless you're using gel, a nail polish matte is not going to protect the nails underneath. And I learned that the hard way. So we are wrapped up. I did end up doing another coat of top coat, just because I wanted to add a little bit more protection, but that's not necessary. They were nice and shiny with the first coat. There was no need for it, but that's just what I did. So we are done. We've got our nail polish all done. I highly recommend the stamping polish, nail polish. Everything will be linked. Thank you, Born Pretty, for sending me these products to try. And I got some outdoor pics, which was so fortunate. All right. Have a beautiful day, everyone. Thank you so much for watching. Subscribe, like, all that stuff, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.